Everybody, welcome to the Ronline Report. Today's guest, he is the talk of bodybuilding right now. He's about to make his pro debut at the Chicago Pro. Very, very much anticipated pro debut. Please welcome from his hotel room there in Tinley Park, Illinois, I believe it is, Justin
Yes, sir.
Shier. How are you,
Awesome.
buddy?
Thank you for having. I'm good, man. I'm good. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, so the first thing I want to ask, nationals when you won that 2021, won the heavyweight division.
Yeah.
You were probably right at 225, I'm guessing.
No, actually, the morning of the show, I was like 212.8, like
Oh
about
wow.
213. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All right, so now I'm going to try to do my prediction thing here. I'm
Your
going to get
prediction, yeah.
I'm going to guess your weight.
Okay.
Sometimes I'm like bang on, sometimes I'm way off. So I'm going to say if you were 212 at your nationals win, roughly.
Yeah, yep.
All right, so I'm going to go the pictures you just posted from there with Matt. I'm going to say 232.
222.
Well,
Yeah.
that is a hell of a 10 pounds. Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah. Yeah, so I was like, I've been kind of floating around that 223, 222 mark. So,
it's what a difference, it's I know some people they got their minds twisted from those old like before and after ads where 50 pounds of muscle, 1,000 pounds of muscle in 30
yeah.
days, 10 pounds of muscle on a guy that's kept his waist. What's that waist now? Like a 29, 26,
Man,
20?
I'm not sure, but I don't feel like I sacrificed anything on my waist to put on that size. And that was really the ultimate goal, right? Is to kind of take your time, do these things right, make sure you're not blowing out your lines. I think my shape just only improved with that 10 pounds. So that's really the trajectory I wanted to set and then, maintain from there.
100%. The if we put it up here, that frontal bicep video that you put up, the posing video is just from the waist up. I think it was part of you. It was
Sure.
from your last YouTube video, I think.
Yeah,
I
I think
mean,
that was right around 2 weeks out.
yeah, I mean that frontal bicep. I can't remember someone that had that kind of a vacuum and taper in quite a while. So I think it fits well into this new trend, if you believe in trends like this, of really cool
Yeah.
classic shape with the little waist and the flaring muscle bellies. The
Yeah.
Andrew Jack, the Samson Dauda, and who would have thought Justin Shire would have fit into that mix?
And there you go. It's nice to be included with a conversation with a gentleman like that. I mean, honestly, you see the way the industry seems to be trending and these physiques seem to be standing out more. And you're seeing that it's not necessarily the biggest guys that are winning these shows. You know what I mean? And it's a good trend to see. And it's kind of coming back. I mean, you sit watching guys like Lee Labrada at the very top of the Olympia and, Lee Priest, so it's not always about weight. But that's something that I've had to learn myself. I've had to tell myself, like, hey, it's okay that you're not going to be 240 on stage. You have shape, you have the muscle bellies come in condition. Just focus on that, play your game, and don't worry about anybody else's.
The dates you just posted from with pictures of you and Matt, the conditioning is
Yeah,
just, I'm a big fan of conditioning and not
yeah,
just getting lean body, just getting super lean. Not many people get as lean as they need to, but then even then, there's another level of separation, the
sure,
graininess, the hardness, and you have that, which it's not a common quality these days. If it ever really was common.
sure, yeah, yeah. It's fun seeing that stuff happen, right? I mean, I love chasing the conditioning as well. So, and it should be just such a crucial part of the process, kind of suffering for that. You know what I mean? I always feel like if I'm not really hating things at the very end and suffering for that last little bit of conditioning, like what the fuck are we doing here?
No, I mean, it shouldn't be.
You
And
know?
that's why when I see people's faces looking full at like a press conference, I'm like, oh no, nobody should have a
Yeah,
full face. Come on,
yeah, we gotta have cheekbones.
exactly. So let's go back to in time to when you won the 21 nationals heavyweight division. Did you know right then that you were probably going to take a year off to improve, or at that
Yeah,
point were you just overwhelmed at turning pro?
yeah. I mean, honestly, the plan. I went into that planning to win. We had a really good feeling we were going to walk out of there with the win, and the plan already was to take a year off and come back for New York Pro. So that was the tentative plan. And then things just didn't align. Unfortunately, my mother ended up passing away at
Oh,
the
I'm sorry.
end of. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. I appreciate that. But she passed away at the end of last year, and it had been right about the time that I would have been starting a prep for the New York Pro. So I just decided to take a few months and work through things and then start a prep in a better headspace. And that's exactly what we did. And here we are. And and I'm all the better for it. So I'm glad we did that. But yeah, I needed the time off. I had people ask me, why don't I jump into a 212 show? Well, I want to be an open bodybuilder, and I
Mm,
need to put on 10 pounds of muscle. So I did it.
yeah. Were there any specific target areas, or was this overall mass and keeping the same proportions was the goal?
Yeah, I mean, there was a few things. I wanted to bring up my back, and I think, my legs, my back and my legs. We all know that when you're chasing like that final bit of conditioning, you start to see the legs come down. That's what happened last year. I noticed the last few weeks my legs just kind of faded a little bit, and I just knew if I want to be able to come in that same conditioning, I got to have much bigger legs. And I feel good about where things are right now. And yeah, back needed to come up. I definitely improved my back. Those are really the two main areas. And then, just naturally other things improve, shoulders, chest, all that stuff. But yeah, that was back and legs are really the two biggies.
Well, people are going to want to know, how'd you keep your waist so small? Was there anything special that you did do, like vacuums or not eating gigantic amounts of food?
I mean, I'm not a guy that has to push food volume very hard. Luckily,
Mm,
I get a good response from not having to drive food very hard. But I think most importantly is just balancing things in an off-season setting where it has to be a game of push and pull, right? I think you guys got guys that are just redlining and drilling calories year round and never take the time to pull back. And I have to give credit to my coach, Matt Jansen. He does a really good job of recognizing when you see inflammation in the body. You listen to these biofeedback markers and pay attention to how you're feeling, how you're digesting, and prioritizing digestion, gut health, and then just managing that push and pull to make sure you're not spending those extended periods of time where it's like 6 months of just being completely bloated and full. And we've all been there, and it's a really uncomfortable feeling. And I think you have to push into those extremes, but I don't think you can spend much time there. So I think
mm.
that's really what I would attribute that to is kind of managing that push and pull of things and just prioritizing gut health throughout the year.
So how heavy did you get in this past off season, and how long did you hold that weight for before you started taking it down?
So I dipped into the 270s. I got to about 272, and
Hmm.
then when we started prep, I was about 265.
Okay, fair enough, fair enough. So Matt
Yeah,
Jansen's, do you have the same coach as Nick Walker, Sean Clarita?
yeah,
Has he
yep.
been your coach this whole time, turned you pro, or is it more recent thing?
No, I mean, we worked for the Nationals prep, but that was my first prep with Matt. So I
Okay.
did the Nationals prep and then now this one. So I've been working with him. I worked with him a whole year leading up to Nationals
Okay.
and then the entire year off season and now this prep with Matt. So it's been about 2.5 years with Matt now.
Oh wow. Okay. Because
Yeah,
there's a lot of talk about when guys switch coaches on a frequent basis, they coach hop.
sure, sure.
This is your second full prep with Matt Jansen, right?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
So
honestly, I'm so grateful to have Matt in my corner. And I honestly think that Matt is one of, if not the very best that our industry has to offer. So I feel very lucky and very blessed to have him. And he's here with me today. He just left my room a little bit ago and he's just man, he's became a good friend of mine and somebody that I admire greatly. And I really value the relationship with Matt. So
yeah, and without getting
yeah.
into specifics, did you learn more new things that you could successfully applied from this is the second full? I feel like every prep, a coach and a client learns something that they can apply to the
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I think, if you're paying attention, there's so many nuances that change from prep to prep, right? I mean, everybody always says that every prep's different, and this one definitely was different for us. So, what worked last time isn't always going to work this time. And it's always kind of cool to see the toolbox that Matt has as we kind of, get deeper into these prep stages. And we had a few moments where I had some pretty serious gut health issues through this prep. I had like a little flare up that was like a precursor to ulcerative colitis. I had to get a colonoscopy done, and there was some inflammation in my gut lining, and yeah, so the things that he used to help me manage that, and then just anything as far as like peaking and food and like water manipulations, a little bit different this time. So it's I really enjoy the process, and it's a lot of fun to see a guy who's a master at his craft and just kind of watch him work and be the subject. It's fun.
He's definitely one of the I want to call anyone the best coach, but he's definitely there's a
Sure.
pantheon, there's a handful that we don't have to name, but he's in that
Yeah,
handful,
yeah.
the Mount
Yeah, I think we
Rushmore.
know. Let's say the Mount Rushmore. Yeah, we know. Yeah, so
Yeah.
Matt's definitely earned his stripes, and he's one of those guys for sure.
Yeah. Are you surprised at how many people are so excited about your pro debut? I can't remember. Andrew Jack's pro debut last year. There was a lot of buzz around
Oh,
that.
it's a big one. Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
I think
But
it's
this
been
is
an
this is crazy
amazing,
too.
yeah, it's been an amazing response. And I think, a lot of people ask me if I'm, how I'm handling the pressure of everything. Like, listen, it's my pro debut. I'm very confident in what we can do, and I'm already just kind of at peace with what I'm bringing. So I feel perfectly okay. I don't feel any pressure or anything like that. I want to come in, I want to win, and I think I can win, and that's my plan. But yeah, as far as everybody that's been invested in this journey, man, I'm blown away and I'm grateful. Honestly, it's unbelievable.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think you're in a good spot because there's a lot of expectation, but it's not really like, if you win,
Yeah,
everyone's going to be psyched and everything. But if you don't win, if you take second or third or something, I'm just being hypothetical. It's
sure.
still, I mean, you got a couple. The lineup's been bolstered in the last few days. It's
It has.
not a weak show.
No, no,
So
it's like, yeah, it's becoming quite competitive. You've got, Blessing and John and Stanimal and Patrick Moore. Those are all Olympians and
yeah,
all show
yeah,
winners, so it's obviously with Stanimal it's a new division, but the way that guy looked last week was insane. The
yeah.
conditioning he's been bringing to stage. So it's going to be a very competitive show. And I got to chat with everybody today at check-ins. It's really cool.
Awesome.
I'm very excited for it.
The last thing I want to ask you, you're a gym owner. You own Duo
Yeah.
Gym Strength and Aesthetics in Grants Pass, Oregon.
Yep.
Um,
Yep. My wife and I own that.
so how is that? Are you there like all day, all night, or you just dip in and out? I'm just curious because this is what you're doing now takes a lot of time and effort.
Yeah. No, that's something that I'm not able to. Well, I own multiple businesses, so I'm not sure if you're aware, but I own a couple cannabis businesses. I own a cannabis dispensary and
Oh,
a farm. And the farm side of things definitely demands the most of me. And then the the gym is something that I just kind of have as a passion project. It's definitely a labor of love. And I'm fortunate enough to have my wife who helps me run that, and she does most of the clerical work there. She's there through the day to day, managing the employees and things like that. I'm the guy that shows up and tinkers on the equipment when it's broken, and then trains and leaves.
wow. So you're running a lot of different things at once. That's yeah, good for you, man. That's
Yeah, yeah,
stay
it's
busy.
good. Yeah, definitely. I think it actually helps me, especially in like a contest prep setting where I feel like I kind of always have something's keeping my mind going. And I have like a pretty solid roster of clients. So I'm doing coaching and then the cannabis things and the gym and then obviously bodybuilding. So yeah, pretty busy guy.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard, I think it's most people who get super, super lean will say the same thing that as long as you're moving, you're okay. It's when you stop
Yeah,
moving that you sort of lose all your energy. As long as
yeah,
an
man.
object in
Yeah.
motion tends to stay in motion. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So,
And I also find that in these times I just find I'm a little more efficient. When you wake up, you start waking up every day at the same exact time, doing your cardio, you regimented, all your food's regimented. I just feel like I get in a good groove of and workflow. So I kind of enjoy the little bit of pressure on top of the prep. So it kind of makes me a little more efficient. Obviously in these final weeks, yeah, some of that fades. You got to prioritize this and I'm lucky enough with the cannabis businesses. I have my brother who's my business partner, so I was able to kind of at 2 weeks out say, hey, I'm signing out and I'll see you after Chicago.
right
So
on.
it's a very fortunate, and I have good management in place, and are good at we have gotten good at delegating things and making sure we have a good efficient process. So
Boy, you can tell it's been a long day for you, Justin. So I'm gonna
yeah.
make sure everyone follows you on Instagram. Get him some more followers. Justin_Shier. It's
Yep.
Shier. I like how you have the pronunciation in the bio, so no one goes
Yeah.
here or
Well, yeah,
Shier.
I've been called Shier my whole life, so I figured I'd put that out there so everyone knows.
Could have just changed it to EER. So the YouTube is just your name, Justin Shier. Check that out,
Yep.
guys. Some really good training content on there. And I think the HD Muscle, what's is that their channel? They have some training stuff with you too, don't they?
Yeah. We've actually been doing a podcast with HD Muscle as well.
Yeah.
Myself, Quentin, Antoine, and Nick Walker. So there's a few
Wow.
episodes of that on there, and then lots of training content with myself, and then the rest of the team. And I'll also be going up there after the show, so we'll be going up there and film some more stuff. So everyone look out for that. And yeah,
It's a nice crew for a podcast right there. That's a lot of
that's
personnel.
good. Yeah, it's good. I love those guys. It's really been working out. It's been fun.
Well, Justin, I really appreciate you taking the time. I know
Of
you're
course,
tired. You got so much going on. So thank you so much for taking the time and talking with us.
no
We're,
problem, man.
we're hoping to get a post-win interview with you
Let's
Sunday
do
with
it.
Giles for MD Global Muscle. So Let's hope it all comes through for you, man. I'm really rooting for you. I love when someone
Well,
just knocks out of the park their first time. It's a rare thing, but it's exciting to see. As you
yeah.
know.
Well, I really appreciate that, and I really appreciate you having me on. And I'm going to do my best. I really feel good about this one. So I think we will be talking on Sunday, and hopefully it will be a
Yeah,
winning
man.
conversation. Yeah.
So, guys, if you want to watch that pay-per-view, go to timgardnerproductions.com, timgardnerproductions.com to get the pay-per-view package. Justin is going to be up Saturday, sometime around, I don't know, 12:30 or 1 for judging. Who knows
Yeah.
how long
Something.
it's
Yeah.
going to take. And finals start at 4. There's all divisions. So at some point Sunday night, it's going to be all over, and we'll see how it all shakes out. But good luck, man.
All right,
Best of
Ron.
luck. All
Thank you,
right.
man. I appreciate it.
All right.
All right,
Thanks,
buddy.
everybody, for watching Ronline Report with this man, Justin Shier. We'll see you next time. Hey, did you like that video? Smash that like button, subscribe to MD, and please comment down below. Thanks for watching.